Guys up.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys.
And we have Linda, right, Linda? We're awake tonight.
Depending on what you mean by, your definition of awake is, but okay.
My eyes are open. Hold on. Now my eyes are open. So we're just going to I'm going to share this out real quick, and then we'll talk about our little topic. Our topic today is serial killers across the ponds in the early 1800s, 1800 to 1849. So I think we both picked guys this time, didn't we?
I got a guy, yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to take a moment, and I'm bragging. I got new items in. Mm-hmm. I got even more. I now have 24 pairs.
Aww. Sweet. Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, and I have I've got 24 pairs. Dalmatian Jasper, Labdacite, Labradorite, Honey Calcite. I have that one. So, yeah. Do you want to start off tonight? Hello, Mark. It's been a while. I'm so glad you got us live.
I'll start.
Serial killers across the pond. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so my guy, his name is Jonathan Bawes, and not very much was found. I couldn't find very much on him because he wasn't actually tied to all these murders until after he committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he killed at least, now this is the messed up part. Now, out of all the ones that I've done so far, he killed at least 22 people, and almost all of them, hi Sky, were family members. So from 1824 to 1845 is when this...
Yes, smart. I finally broke down and gave her one of my tablecloths. I only have 5. So
before the official investigation could be happen of this guy, he committed suicide. So from all those years, 1824 to 1845, people were dying, and they couldn't figure out why. And so in the year... Sorry, guys, I did it on my phone because I'm kind of incapacitated at the second. My major hand.
Okay, at least you got it done. We didn't have to postpone this one.
I'm sorry about that. Guys, last week we didn't have a show, and that was my fault.
I don't have my cup.
Because I ended up having surgery on the 1st on my shoulder. So that's why we didn't have a show last week.
Ben's all like, I text Ben wine because I forgot my wine, and he brings me the bottle. Not my cup.
So here's the messed up thing, though. 3 days after his granddaughter's death, he died at his home, which he thought, oh, not a speedy recovery, Mark. Nope, I'm in the sling for 6 weeks. He really messed up thing, though, is, listen to this, Sean, now. He instructed one of his granddaughters that when he died, that he wanted to be buried with several different miscellaneous items. A Bible, 2 plum cakes, 1 in each hand, a fire iron, coal tongs, and handkerchiefs.
So what's he going to set on fire?
I don't know.
He's going to be nice and toasty warm while he eats the plum cakes. I'll tell you that.
So after another death of the family member, that's when the family was like, I want these bodies exhumed and re-examined. Why? How did they die? And it turns out they were all poisoned by arsenic. He injected them with arsenic.
Yum. Good dinner.
So it took forever for these guys to actually go through with it. Well, once they exhumed those 2 bodies and found out the way they died, they exhumed every one of the other ones and found out that they died in the same manner. And that's when they started saying, okay, wait, what's going on here? So after there was started the investigation, one of the maids, Sarah Carson, claiming that she seen Balls sprinkling a mysterious white powder into a teacup that he gave his sickly wife for... Where'd it go? Oh! Did I not screenshot that? For her.
Okay, so he gave the wife arsenic as well.
Yeah, so he killed 22 people. So nothing was really known of this guy before these murders and everything. He was born in 1769. Oh, wow. Lived in Habsburg his entire life and was reputedly a bad character who served prison time for many petty crimes. At some point in his life, he did marry a woman named Elizabeth, whom he had 3 daughters, and all whom had married and had multiple children of their own. And as the family had also been poor most of their lives, they were supported by a parochial relief fund. As Balls grew older, he had to rely on increasing financial support of his children. So he had to
moving my computer. Sorry, guys. I got a glare.
He had to have support from his children. This supposedly served as the motivation to start fatally poisoning other family members one by one so the proceeds could be directed towards him instead. So he was killing because he was... Money. Yeah, money. Let me find it here. I'm sorry, guys. Due to me not being able to do my normal writing, I screenshotted and I didn't screenshot in the right order. So they only gave partial of some of the victims. 13. So they gave them partial lists and then the dates that these guys died. So from what I've seen, the youngest is a 13-month-old. 13-month-old and her 3-year-old brother died on the 31st of October, 1884.
Oh, wow.
1841. Sorry. So, yeah, it was kind of sick that this guy was sitting there killing these people and injecting them with R6. Thank you, Sky. Hi, Darnell. Hi, babies. Hi, littles. They're watching tonight.
Oh, well, wait a minute. On the one time that we talk about some really weird stuff, the littles are watching?
Jaden, my oldest, guys, he says, Mom, the most favorite part of your guys' podcast is the serial killers across the pond.
Well, it's different.
I'm looking at him like, what?
Hey, who does not like a good, gruesome CSI?
I mean, hey, So, right. I mean, it's really messed up, though.
Get away with murder?
Right? I mean, this guy did get away with murder all those years until he committed suicide. He came down with some kind of mysterious illness. He knew he was going to die. So, where did it go? Seemingly convinced that he was going to die, he instructed... So he killed himself. It doesn't say how he killed himself, though. It just says that he committed suicide. So he came down with this. So I'm guessing he poisoned himself because it was a mysterious illness he came down with.
So I forgot. Yeah. I'm bad. I did not put the comments on. I'm catching up.
You still got 4 more. I mean, it was really... That's sick. To start killing your family members because...
Money. But that's how people are even nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked a very short one this week because, like I said, I'm incapacitated, so I can't write and everything. So, I mean, at least 20, he was tied to at least 22 murders. And when they went back and they started seeing that these people were killed in the same manner with arsenic, and then the maid popped up with, hey, I seen him, sprinkling a mysterious white powder into his wife's tea, that's when they tied it to him. Wait a minute. She died of the same thing these people died of. He's guilty of all charges, but yet they couldn't do anything because he was already dead. But now, like, it said that England was trying to, like, make up for that to the remaining family members that were living, like trying to give them justice, kind of, because you wouldn't want justice, but like that's just a lot, like a big time span for somebody to get. I mean, I know there's serial killers out there that's gotten like away with forever, but that blew my mind when I seen the years that he was killing people, but to kill babies because he was, oh, I'm so pissed off because I have to depend on other people to help me live.
Yeah.
And then have all the proceeds go to you? Like, how the hell did that happen? You know? Like,
I don't know. I don't understand a lot of the justice back in the 1800s. I mean, I really did. When we decided on a time frame for this one, it was tough to pick somebody.
There's not a lot.
I know. I mean, I sat here going, okay, I think I have a woman this week. Maybe I don't. I couldn't find a woman.
We decided we're not gonna do that no more. We're just gonna pick whoever, and if it's a female, it's a female. If we do both males, but at the same time, it is what it is. But like trying to find, like the list didn't even the girl that I'm doing next time for the late 1800s. Mm-hmm. I didn't even see her on that list that I had pulled up.
Well, I've got a creepy one, so let me know when you're ready. But when I found him,
always have some creepy fucking kind. Okay, I was like actually shocked that what the hell?
Told you, creepy. I was talking with my coworker about this time frame, and she goes, "Have you ever heard about the man with the head in the jar?" Well, of course, that's all she had to say to me.
And I was like, Sean, I was like, what? Well, come on. Okay, you can go ahead and go with yours because I'm done with mine because, like I said, I'm short because I can't write, guys.
So, Tiago Alves from Portugal. Portugal's first written serial killer. I'll get better. I'm drinking. It's a fact. They know that he did 70 murders, but they think he did up to 400.
Jeez.
In a 3-year time frame. 3 years. So this man was busy.
Yeah.
So he was called the Aqueduct Murderer. In the 1700s, King John V decided he was going to bring fresh water to Lisbon and areas in Portugal. So I'm going to show you what the aqueduct looked like in 1836.
Well, that's pretty.
Now, the center of the aqueduct is the water lines, and on each side, just like we drive on the road, are walking paths. So when you're walking down there, you hear the water running.
Ooh, lovely.
Rainwater, water from a few different places to feed the city. Most of the people who use the walking paths along, I guess, that is 213 feet high. Up here.
God.
Yeah. And it has 35 arches spanning 11 miles. So it's big.
I would say.
So every arch had a door, like a little area that they would for the people who would go in and clean it up and everything, make sure the water's running smooth. Now again, the aqueduct was built in 1731 and 1732. So when good old Dago, I'm going to call him Dio because that's what I think.
Which is so much easier to try to pronounce his name.
Yeah, this one I cannot get. Diago.
Yeah, I actually got a name that was actually like American, okay? I was happy that I was like, hey, I can pronounce this name.
Well, Mr. Aqueduct Murderer started murdering he admitted to his first murder. In 1836 is when he said, yeah, I started throwing people off the aqueducts.
So he like threw them off?
Oh, yeah. Like merchants and farmers and everybody going in and out of the city. He would go and during the day, he would come out of one of those holes because in 1836, they had stopped the water for a few months and was doing some cleaning. So, he took advantage of it. Well, these people are coming from town. I can, I'll rob them. So that's how it started. He would cut their throats, either pull them in, cut their throats, take their stuff off of them, and toss them over the bridge. Yeah, they know of 70 that he did that to. Like I said, they think it could be up to 400. He caused such a panic in town that they stopped allowing people to go in either way on the walking bridges of the aqueducts. So he's known as the first recorded serial killer in Portugal. But he has a little bit of a crazy backstory. Don't they all?
Just a little bit.
So he was in and out of children's psych wards growing all the way up until he was 18, and his family said, we can't put up with you anymore. Out you go. So he got hired as a male servant in a very wealthy, prestigious family household. He met his girlfriend, which still, until she died, she did continue to work at the house even after he got caught stealing. Mia Gratitintaus she was believed to be the connection he had that got him started and gave him the idea of cutting people's throats and throwing them off the aqueduct bridges. So yeah, she's a winner, isn't she?
Oh yeah, let's do this. Cut their throats and steal what they got.
Well, he gets kicked out of the house that they're both working at because he was stealing, taking it to wherever, getting money, and that was what they were living off of. His spoils money is what they said. So his profit from his spoils. But they dated for quite a few years, all the way up until the time that he did get hung. Yeah. Put a noose around him.
Public hanging, guys. Public hanging is what they used to do.
Yep. It was one of the big ones. Now, during the 3 years that he was murdering people for whatever he could have on his pockets, whatever they had in their carts, anything that he thought, would come in handy for him. Scientists and doctors at that time in Lisbon were taking notice and looking for people that they could pretty much cut up and dissect, find out what made them tick. So that's why he's known. Let me get my picture back here. He's called the man with the head in the jar. Here is the photo that sits right next to his head today in the Lisbon Medical Center. Yeah. Isn't that pretty?
That's just something.
Yeah. So, let's see. I got a few pages here. Change my page. So as the country went into a panic, going, we have to now go through the valley. It's taken us much longer to take our fruits, vegetables, any of our wares we're going to sell. At that time, there was also a economical downturn. And sickness was going through the valley at the time so they couldn't get into town. So the people who, make the decisions, who knows back then, I did not look up that. Oh, someone's calling.
Well, it's text message. I turned my phone up because I can't.
One-handed. I get it. So we're thinking, okay, these are just people. The economics has gone down. There's sickness in the valleys around. We're going to open up the aqueduct bridges a little bit more because we're thinking this is people, committing suicide. Because, the wrists would be cut, blood, you're falling 213 feet to the ground.
Wait, so they thought somebody they thought that people cut their own throats and just went off over the bridge.
It wasn't uncommon for back then.
That's messed up.
Yes. So that's what for the first few years, like I said, he did this for 3 years, up to 400 people. That's like a shit ton of people a day.
That is.
Daytime and nighttime, it didn't matter to him. But when it got, they're like, okay, we'll open back up the bridges, see what's going on, send a little bit more security down there, check out things. Well, it turned out that someone actually seen him come out from one of the maintenance doors. They report it to the guards or whoever they were, and they're like, okay, we'll keep an eye on it. They watched him throw over 30 people before they even attempted to make an arrest. Yeah.
30.
Wow. That's why they know they could prove 7. They said that they thought they could prove up to 70 murders with this guy. And he said, oh, yeah, I've killed over 70 people. So that's what the doctors and scientists wrote down. Because they're like, okay, if we can get our hands on him, he would be one we want to study. They tried to get it through the courts that, saying, if we ever catch this guy, we don't want him hung. We want to bring him in and do a study on him. Well, they're like, no, that's not how justice is served. We have to, take care of the family members and everything. We catch them, they're hung, they're out the door. We don't have to pay for it, taxpayers. Back then, that's what I'd be saying. Fuck all that. Just right. Done. So it turned out where Diago decided, maybe I should pull back on these little aqueduct murders and then get me a gang. So, yeah.
Wait, who did an angry face?
So he's like, okay, you know what? I bet I could find some crazy ass idiots out there too. He got himself 5 men who was again going and taking people as they were going up the bridges to the aqueduct and stealing their carts and throwing them off the aqueduct bridges. Not too original, is it? So, he's like, well, he's a little bit interesting character. So they start killing people and throwing them off the aqueduct bridges for about 3 months. Woo! Hold on. Linda. Okay, no problem. Linda's power just went out, guys, so she'll be right back, and I'm just going to continue to tell you my side. How about that? So she's...
all of a sudden, power goes off. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Wrong side.
Yeah, it's okay. We've all had difficulties on this show.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't have difficulties.
That's true. So, it's just
right,
me.
Keep going. I'll be back in a moment. Sorry.
All right. So, as the doctors are watching, okay, so this guy's getting a little bit more brave. We really want to get our hands on him now. So they go and start talking to the church to find out, if, we do catch this guy, and his gang now, we want to pull all of them in and study them. We want to study them alive. We want to study, you can hang them after a few months of us having them. We just want to be able to see how their mind works. That was their theory on that, Bug under glass. That's what they said. They wanted to use him as a bug under glass.
Well, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, really. But this whole time, his behavior, it puzzled the medical and surgical and scientists of that time. They just didn't. They're like, okay, why are we not catching these people? What makes them decide? Let's kill the people that help the city by bringing in their goods and services into town. That's not only taking a worse route towards the economic downturn that we have. Portugal was in a recession, as they kind of would, I guess you would say, what's going on. It's happened to America a few times. But so one night the guards that was on the aqueduct was actually laying wait. They knew that they were having a bit of a celebration in town, and a bunch of merchants and farmers, they would be going home in the evening because they had the celebration all day. So the guards of the aqueduct finally decided to lay in wait. They had over 60 guards waiting, 30 on each side. So I'm taking a 15 on each bridge. So when the group actually goes and attacks a well-to-do woman, she started screaming, yelling, and they actually was able to catch the 5 men that had joined Diego. They actually held them for 4.5 weeks. And the church said, at this time, we're going to go ahead and proceed with the trial. It just happened to be the daughter of the family that his girlfriend, Maria, did not tell her he fathered a little girl. Well, the family of both that had them, lived in their homes, took her in as a daughter. No one knew anything until the trial came out, and she's like, okay, yeah, I know it was my dad. He's been doing this all along. I've watched him. His reaction was right then and there. It's like, I don't have a kid. What are you talking about? His girlfriend comes out and explains what's going on, tells them, this is his daughter. She has followed him around the city in the last 5 years, trying to get his attention and all of this. I mean, I don't know if I believe that portion, but yeah, it's pretty sick. I think she's coming back on.
I'm trying.
You might have a Linda.
Yes, you do.
I'm so sorry, guys. It was just like all of a sudden, like, I don't know what happened, and it was like black. I was like, oh, are you serious? Not right now. So I'm back. I'm sorry. Don't know what's going on, but find out in a minute, because Todd came to get his pager. So if he's got toned out, then we'll know. Because he had called me and he goes, pager go off. I was like, I don't know about my podcast. Trying to get the podcast back up.
It's okay. It happens.
Like, when has it ever been a 7? It's a 6. So yeah. Yeah, guys. I mean, it wouldn't be Linda and Sean Nell's podcast if we didn't have something happen every week.
It would not be ParaSisters.
No, it would not be ParaSisters at all.
So if you've watched us for the last few months, we still don't have our shit together.
Nope. Did you get toned out, babe?
Nope.
Not yet.
Take it with me, though.
All right, you take it with you. All right. Okay. I'm back.
All right. So they're in the middle of the 5 men. They did the trial together. His daughter and his girlfriend has come in and, she's admitted she's followed her dad around, watched him do this for 3 years. I don't think I would want, I don't know. That just kind of creeps me out,
I don't know. That just kind of creeps me out,
Oh my gosh, everything
You
is
okay
going.
over there?
Oh my gosh, everything okay over there?
No, not really. What in the world is going on? My phone is being so stupid now because it's trying to like redo everything because of the internet connection loss. Oh, but okay, yeah, we're good. I promise. Oh my gosh, what a day! What a day!
But yeah, ended up they did hang him, and all 5 men got hung at the same time.
Well,
The church gave the doctors and scientists permission to go ahead and take possession of his head. So within the next, for a few hours after the hanging, they filled up this jar with formaldehyde, planning to dissect his brain and study how it ticked. But he got put into a back closet. They never got around to doing anything. And in 1937, they found his head on a shelf at the University of Brooklyn. So they have a museum there of historical studies, medical studies, and his head sits now on the third shelf in a room full of 1980s skulls.
well,
Yeah, so they did in the 1980s, study people's brains, and they kept the skulls, and that's where they'd sit them on a shelf, and they let them be displayed. That was their morbid curiosity part of the school, so that they hey, I'm gonna pay a pence and you can go see all these dead live skulls. Now you can still go into the museum, and they have all kinds of stuff from all over Europe. But people still today say that if you walk into that room and you look up, his eyes follow you.
isn't that anything though?
Huh?
So isn't that like any painting or doll or something like that?
But here's the funny thing. His face does move within the jar. So, yeah, they say, what was it? It's according to where the sun is, his face moves with the setting of the sun.
That's creepy.
Yeah. So the head in the jar is what made me find him. And then I just started going backwards. It's like his head moves. Whoa, wait a minute.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of creepy, guys.
Makes me kind of want to go to Lisbon now and just see his head.
Oh,
It's like over 150 years old, isn't it? No, it's more than that. They chopped it off in 1940 or 1840. Yeah, almost 200
yeah,
years.
that's close. Yeah, Charlotte, it did. Charlotte's my neighbor, so yeah, it did. It messed Claypool up. It always does. Because this town, guys, Claypool relies on Wi-Fi connections because we're in a hole. So we don't get very good cell reception down here or anything. So if you don't have Wi-Fi or some type of internet, you're not going to get squat. So when power goes out, and the Wi-Fi goes out, it messes us up pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I think working in the cable industry for as long as I did, even if a Wi-Fi signal would go out, we would have people at our door going, "What's going on?" I don't know. Everybody lives on Wi-Fi these days.
It does. Everybody does.
Internet makes the world go round. If they only knew.
Oh yeah.
So, if you didn't catch last week's show or the 2 weeks ago, we are going to try something different next week. We're going to do a live investigation podcast.
Yes, we are.
What you got for me, Mort? It could be. I don't know. But that's what drew me into the whole. I wanted to know more about Diago. I was all like, his head moved.
Right?
Because I was reading in on how they had to use a metal stake. Because there's only 2 inches of water from the top of his hair here to here, or from out eye, from there to there. They put a metal stake down in the back of his head to keep him, so he didn't float back up, I guess. But learn something new every day. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how the whole cut your head off, put it in a jar thing works.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But yes, we are. We're going to do next week. We're doing a live podcast. Or just see how that goes.
Live investigation. We're always live when we do our podcast, right?
Not always. We've had 1 or 2 shows that were already pre-recorded.
And we are going to be on Beyond the Woodline tomorrow night at 5:00 Eastern Time and 6:00 Central Time. We're excited. We're representing the Indiana Crossroad Encounters. So I wish Shelly could be on there, but he only does the podcasts on Monday. So it's my second United States podcast, right?
Now I got to whip out my other ice shirt for tomorrow. I'm wearing my pink shirt today.
I had that on earlier. But it will be on YouTube, and we will post it on Indiana Crossroad Encounters and ParaSisters pages, so that if you can either catch us live or go back and watch it on the YouTube channel. We're excited. And then the following week, Shelly and I are representing Indiana Crossroads Encounters, doing at the Sky Catacombs podcast. So that will be her 3rd podcast ever. So we're just we're bouncing around, y'all. I'm just so excited.
You are, I'm not.
ParaSisters got invited for Beyond the Woods. I'm excited.
I know. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Beyond the Woodline. So we did we post the advertisement on the ParaSisters site? If not, we will right after this.
I don't think so. I think we did Indiana Crossroads on our personals. I don't think it was ParaSisters.
We'll post it on
We can. I mean, we both got the picture. One of us will post it. So
he did really good on that.
I know, I like it.
He took Randolph off. It's from the photo from the front of Randolph.
I was like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait a minute, he did really good at cropping all of that out and putting us just in the middle of like the woods. Mm-hmm. Hold on, guys. Let's see here.
So, yeah. That'll be tomorrow night.
Oh, you can't see it.
Stupid
glare.
Hello again.
Hello, Mark.
You keep jumping back and forth on us. Who are you watching?
Watching a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting year.
It has so far. Yes.
And we've got in September, Indiana Crossroads has the Monroe House.
Yeah, September 15th, we're going back to the Monroe House. Yeah.
And let's see. And we have come August. Goodness. I'm going to be so busy in August. I really hope to do some podcasts too.
We'll be doing podcasts. We'll be doing a lot of stuff.
We were out the show yesterday in Fort Wayne. We had a good time out there.
Yeah.
So Linda came out and joined me at the Allen County market and sold some crystals, made some money.
That was awesome. It was.
Yeah. To kind of a catch you up, I did The Man with the Head in the Jar, Diego Alves. This is my serial killer of the week.
And mine was Jonathan Balls.
Yeah, we did the first 50 years of the 1800s. Next, I don't know when we'll do. We don't have anything planned besides next week, guys. I will admit that we're poor planning right now. There's a lot going on.
We're kind of everywhere. I mean, between her busy schedule and my surgery, it was kind of a just do what we can when we can, and so we're not for sure if we're doing crystals or or history this month, or if we're just gonna lay back and just enjoy. So, but next week we do have our live investigation.
An undisclosed location investigation right here on our podcast. So, we're just gonna kind of jump in on our phones, one on each phone, and we'll go from there. We'll let you guys ask questions and see what we can locate.
Hopefully.
I still don't know where we're going, so this is it's all on Linda.
So I was talking to Todd about it the other day, and I asked him if it's because the fire department will go out there and put American flags down for Memorial Day, and he says it's not. It hasn't been really kept up, I guess you could say, but it's not terrible. So I was like, okay. So, but it is a undisclosed location. I will not just for the respect out of it. I will not just disclose the location that we're going to until she comes up, but she knows kind of about it. I can't say this though. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere on a dirt road.
That's always the best.
So it's the first time I ever went there was when Todd took me by it, and it looked run down, like it was tall grass and everything, but just a feeling I got off of it. I was like, okay, let's go. Because it wasn't like a negative feeling. I didn't like the energy it was coming off. But then again, no one's ever out there, so.
Well, that's what I'm horrible. I really am. I drive by 3 cemeteries to get to work, and I'm finding myself leaving earlier and earlier and earlier. And I've only been doing these new hours for 4 days. If that tells you anything, I've hit all 3 cemeteries. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was like, yeah, I can do this.
This location might be just like a location that I keep. You know what I mean? Like we all have our locations that we go to. Yep. So this one might be just like one where I go to.
Well, too bad you taking me.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like just something that, I could go out there, without you or without the team and just do it myself. And
hey, I have a solo place, Barbie Hotel.
Yeah. So it's close to home and everything, but I'm not really doing too much here in the next couple of weeks because my shoulder surgery and everything, and I mean I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but I don't want to have to go through this again.
2 times is it?
It sucks. It's painful because guys, I have literally right here, where my finger's at, is an incision. And that's like right on the inside of my armpit. And then I have 2 on the back and then 2 up here. So I can't even wear a tank top, guys.
I know.
I can't wear a tank top at all right now. And it kills me because of the, like, yesterday, if I could, my chair is moving, guys. If I could have wore a tank top yesterday, I would have wore a tank top yesterday. But I can't because of that. I have, like, 1 incision. Right there. Right there.
Well, it's
I'm
best
hoping to get
get
the stitches
done
out
of the way, and you'll be good.
I know. I'm going to the doctor on Wednesday, so I'm hoping to get the stitches out.
Good.
Todd did say there was one on my back because I was looking at it, and I asked him how it looks because I can't see it, and he said that there is one that looks kind of red, but not too red. But then
Probably
again,
rubbed by your sling.
no.
No.
I came home, put a pair of shorts on, put one of my tank tops on, and my whole shoulder was exposed, and fell asleep. And didn't get up until 2:30 in the morning. Stayed up till like 5:30, fell back asleep, didn't get up until like 10:30.
Well,
But the first 72 hours, though, guys, I slept off and on. It sucked. And it was the most painful. It was worse than last surgery, so. Just turned on the notification. Huh?
oh, he just turned his notifications off.
Oh, yeah. So I'm excited about next week. I mean, yesterday, I really needed yesterday. I was starting to get depressed because I was, in the house 24/7 and just not really getting any type of, like, outside time, except for when I went to the grocery store to get groceries for the littles and me. And then I was right back in the house. So I needed yesterday.
Yep.
But it did take a lot out of me, not going to lie.
You sweat with me out in the heat. It was hot.
I did. And I didn't even get a shower last night. So I told Todd today, I was like, I need a shower. I was like, when I got home and I went to change into my tank top, I took off my sling and it was all drenched in sweat underneath that pillow on my shirt. I was like, yep, that's got to be washed now. I was hoping that I didn't have to worried about washing it too much. Nope, I got to wash it now.
Yeah. I washed them. Otherwise.
So I really got to do laundry.
Let's see. What do we have? Let me take a look. We've got coming up. So the 18th, we're going to do our investigation live podcast. The 25th. Well, that is actually the end of the month when we were supposed to be doing Killers Across the Pond. So do we want to catch up on our month or what do we want to do?
Let's just leave it once a month.
Okay.
I like it being once a month. That means it's not too extraneous. But
We're
what
still
we need to do,
months behind.
I mean, why don't we just leave it, no Crystal, no history. The 25th, just come on here and just hang out, talk.
And if you guys get questions for us,
yeah,
we are more than happy to answer questions. So
yeah, exactly. Yep.
We can discuss if you viewed the podcast during the week of the investigation and see what you think. We'll just go from there.
That's a good idea. So, like the second weekend before the end of the month, do serial killers across the pond and leave like the last Sunday of the month of our podcast for open discussion. So if anybody watches our podcast throughout the week or watches them through the week, they can go back to that podcast and ask us any questions about our previous weeks.
But we change shit.
We change it all the time. So, I mean, if you just watch the headlines on our podcast, you'll know what we're doing that week. Because, half the time we don't even know what we're doing.
No, we'll usually be discussing it like Thursday, Friday, going, what are we doing this week? What did we say?
Not going to lie, because I didn't get it done yesterday. I was looking up my serial killer today. But I already had it in my mind. I was going to look for something that wasn't too long. And look, I got lucky with that guy. There wasn't a lot on him, so.
No. But you got him. I think these are so pretty, Linda. I really do.
with the wings.
Yes.
They are. Those are pretty.
These are mahogany.
I like how the one's got more black on it than anything. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I've got 24 pairs now of all different colors. And then the lady I posted today on Moonlight page, the one lady who was asking about the hippos.
You have to send me the picture of the disc for the website.
The amber. That's right. I gotta get that. I gotta get those out.
I was actually able to do a little bit of makeup today.
That's good.
So,
But
and then upon trying to put my contact back in because of like trying to do my right eye on top, my hand slipped and it got on my contacts. So while trying to clean it off before podcast, it fell off my finger when I was going to put it back in. It fell off my finger and I couldn't find it, so I had to break out a brand new pair.
oh.
It was about trying to change them anyway. So I'm really hoping to get these damn stitches out. I'm so over the stitches.
So our next Killers Across the Pond is 1850 to 1899.
1851 to 1899.
Yeah, sure.
Because we did 1800 to 1850 this month. And I already got my credit. So I'm going to give you guys a preview of my girl because I've already found her. So while being on leave for the last week, I've been, laying in bed trying to heal, guys, right? I'm scrolling through TikTok. Something I haven't done in a while. Because I know if I start reading my books that I have, I'm going to go blow through them and I'm not going to have nothing to read. So I'm bouncing back and forth. Well, I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I came across this page on TikTok that has what caught my interest was it was a child talking about how their parents had murdered them and whatnot and like all that. So I clicked on it because I needed to go to the next part and I found this lady. And it's late 1800s. And it was messed up. I can't remember how many people she killed.
Is our podcast ever not going to be someone who's not messed up?
For mine though. For mine, okay? Guys, I thought that I was keeping it kind of mild compared to what Chanel does, which balances our show out.
No.
But the next one I'm doing, this girl murdered like her best friends and a couple other people, I think, and chopped them up, used their fat to make candles, and then used the meat from these, whatever she didn't use as the fat, she put into baked goods and sold them to people, her family, her friends, and like people that, her customers. I'm like, holy crap, there's my girl. But I thought Chanel was bad. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, this
I'm
is
rubbing off. I'm rubbing off. You're gonna start finding them.
And I asked her, I was like, hey, are we doing the late 1800s or the beginning 1800s for podcasts this month? And she goes, beginning? That's what you decided. I was like, dang it. She goes, why? I was like, because I felt my person and it's late 1800s. Dang it.
Okay. I don't know. That means I have to find someone mild?
Or any more gruesome than mine.
Oh, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. You got me. I'll take that challenge. Just wait. And we have to keep it across the sea, so nothing in the United States. But I'll take that challenge.
So my guy was from England this time again, but I can't remember if she's from England or not. Her name is Leonarda.
Leonarda.
Yeah, it's spelled like Leonard, but like R-A at the end. So I was like, yeah, so. And I can actually go back and listen to the to the TikTok so I can pronounce her name right.
That's good. That's okay. I cheated. I have a friend who one of my coworkers. I looked at her. I go, "How do you say this? how do you say this? She's like, oh, and yeah, and then I screwed the name up anyway.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't screw something up, guys. Come on. Oh.
We're
So,
consistent
yeah,
about screwing up. That is our consistency. But this time it wasn't your fault. It was the dang Claypool Power.
I honestly couldn't tell you guys what happened because he took his pager.
Means he needed it.
I like his new pager, though. He got a new one because of the new towers they put up. And his new pager has a all scan on it. And all scan means it's fire, police, and all that good stuff. So I get to hear, like, it's like a police scanner. So I get to hear all the juicy stuff that happens around the county.
Oh, fun.
So, I mean, if I technically I'm not allowed to, I mean, since he's living with me and he's part of the department, we can have it. But, like, I guess now you can't have one, technically. Oh, thank you, Mort.
We're consistent about being inconsistent.
Thank you, Mort. Thank you. I am so happy that you like our show. I've had a lot of people say that they like our show. So, I mean,
when we started this, we were just like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, Linda, I'm not doing it. Hey, Linda, are you serious about doing it? Let's start it on Sunday.
And here we are. How many months later?
Well, October last year, wasn't it?
Yep, October last year. And then we did it for half an hour. And then we got asked by Jeremy to be on Things Network, and we accepted. And
then history.
Now here we are.
I'm excited about doing an investigation podcast. I mean, to be live on location, it's going to be fun.
That's going to be nice.
Something yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, and we can, we'll both do these things. Yep. Those things.
So, I mean, yeah, it's nice. We have some pretty good big fans out there for our podcast. And I mean, I know all the shows have their own fans and everything, but I've had people come up to me, hey, when are you going to do your podcast? Or, hey, I like your show, and because I work at Harbor Freight and I've, talked about it. And I've had this one consistent customer, his daughter will go back and watch our podcast and she follows the pages, and she came in and she said that she loved our shows. She was hoping to be able to do Randolph, but by the time she got around to messaging us about it, we were already sold out. And then she said that she was going to do Ohio, and then she seen that we canceled it, and she goes, I about cried. I said, don't worry, honey, we're going to have other things.
Well, you had your version planned, and some things came up, and we'll get over to Ohio. It's not going to be this year.
I told her, I said, just keep an eye on our page. You never know when we're going to say, oh, by the way, here in a couple months, we're going to do this. I said, we always plan months ahead for an event like that, and we will post about it.
You can make a poster for next week if you want.
What do you mean?
Next week's podcast, live investigation.
No, that's you. That's not me. I can't do that.
I don't have that time anymore. You got to think. I'm at North Manchester Historical Society all day tomorrow. That's my day off.
I honestly don't have the tools to do that. Well, I have my Microsoft Word.
That's what I use.
Microsoft just ate. So I've been able to keep that going, because if you don't pay for a month or whatever, then you get just like the normal WordPad. So I have the advanced option, so I can try, but I'm not promising anything because it's going to take probably two hands, and I only got one hand to use.
Oh, just make a post about it. Make something. We'll post something tomorrow about it, and then we'll post something again on Friday, and then we'll have a podcast. Live investigation.
Live investigation.
Right here on this page.
Undisclosed location, 6 p.m. sharp.
But it is 7:00 our time, so we are going to go ahead and say good night.
Bye, guys.
So hope you have a great week, and we had a fun time with it.
Yeah.
Night.
Night.